Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good to be here again with you. Will you join me in singing? Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Let's light our candles. You know, when I ordered groceries this week, I don't get to go buy the things myself, and the person who went picked out colored Shabbat candles for me, so that'll be kind of fun for the next few weeks. We got purple ones this week. So we'll light the candles. Makes us stop and do something and realize Shabbat has arrived. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner Shel Shabbat. And we'll bring in the angels. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boachem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Barchuni L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzeitem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruch Hu. One delightful practice we can do for Shabbat is to save a new piece of clothing to wear on Shabbat to help make the day special. And one time I was with some fourth graders and they were drawing the bride of Shabbat. And one of them said, she's dressed in a beautiful dress and has her hair pinned up. Give me a piece of paper, I'm going to draw her. So I hope all of us can feel like we're dressed in our Shabbat selves to welcome in the bride of Shabbat. Let's start again. Just a minute. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Ishmiya Anu el hamyuchad Adonai echad Ushemo echad L'shem al tiferet v'litchila Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. I hope the bride will feel welcome, even though my voice wasn't my favorite. We're going to say this beautiful psalm. It's good to remember what it means. The righteous shall flourish like palms, grow tall like cedars in Lebanon, rooted in the house of our God. In the courtyards of Adonai they shall bear fruit, still fruitful in old age, with much to give in old age. They remain ever fresh and green, proclaiming that Adonai is just, our rock, in whom there is no wrong. I guess this week what that means for me, that Adonai is just, our rock, in whom there is no wrong, is Adonai gets the final word about how things are going to be. How things are going to be. Well, this week in our portion, we are really coming to the end of the book of Numbers. We're in the 40th year of the Israelites wandering in the desert. And they're just coming to the edge of the promised land, the very edge, because this is our last portion in the book. And the next book is Moses's kind of final speech, and it takes up the whole book of Deuteronomy. But we don't traverse much time at all in the book of Deuteronomy. And the portion is called Ma'aseh. It's a double portion, but I'm going to focus on the Ma'aseh. And what that means is journeys. And part of the meaning of that word, Ma'aseh, is lifting up things. Like we lift up possessions, and in our day we put them in the car or the airplane, but back then they were lifting them up to put them on camels and donkeys to trek to the new place. And there's a whole long list of them. There's a whole long list, many, many, many places. And they named the places by what happened there. And I'm going to read you some of the names. So Ramesses is leaving Egypt. That's the name of the Egyptian king. Sukkot, just like we have sukkahs in the fall for our holiday of Sukkot. One of the first places they camped, they built little shelters from the sun to make shade for themselves. Then there's one that means the edge of the cave lands, Pi Hachirot. And another one, Elim, about springs of water. See how these are describing what happens at the places? Oh, and then there's a difficult one, Kivrot HaTa'eva. It means the graves of craving. That's when the people wanted meat to eat. And they got so much meat that they got sick from it. And there's another one, Chatzerot, which is courtyards. And here's my favorite one. It's called Rimon Peretz, a bursting pomegranate. So you can guess that they found some nice pomegranate trees there with bursting fruit the way it does when it breaks apart the skin. And the last one is Avel Hashitim, the forest of sadness. So I was thinking about this week, about how when we look back on our lives, and this was kind of like, you know, when somebody goes on a trip and then they have a slideshow and they want to show you their trip and they show you the different places with the different names. We can do the same thing with our lives. We look back on our lives and our memories, and we have names and places, and we can look back and we see, in this year I was here and there for so long, and then moved here, and all these different things that happened along the way. And our memories become inside of us. It's something we carry with us, even though we go from one place to another. We lift up our memories along with our possessions, and we move them to a new place. And there's this saying, wherever you go, that's where you are. So all of you that was in the last place is coming along to the new place. All the blessings in our lives, and also maybe some regrets, maybe some sad times that we've had. And those all travel with us. And from time to time, just like this week in the Torah, they're looking back at these different places. From time to time, it's good for us to look back over our lives. And we can't ever change what has happened in the past. We can't make it unhappen. But we can tell different stories about the things that have happened along the way. Like at one point, you might think that something was a disaster, a terrible thing that happened, and then as time passed, the situation changed, and you realized that it was a gift in some way for you. Not all the time, but sometimes. And we come to understand what happens in our lives in new ways. And that's my wish for you this week, to look back on your life, to put it in perspective, as they say, to have a deeper understanding because of where you are now, of those things that happened in the past, maybe a deeper appreciation for some wonderful parts of your life. You didn't know how good it was. And pick up along the way those lessons that help us even today. So let's close with our song of peace. Oh, say shalom bimromav, oh, say shalom aleinu. They are called Israel, Ve'imru, Amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu. They are called Israel, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu. They all call Israel. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. They all call Israel. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. Know that song, may the one who makes peace bring peace for us and all the people of the earth. And may your going over, remembering your life in the past, bring peace, bring a peacefulness. We remember at this time people who may be hurting in their heart, in their soul, in their body. Let's bring them to mind. And say their names out loud. And we'll sing this prayer for them. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habraha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We'll send that strength and healing energy to those people who need our support. I want an opportunity for those who are commemorating a yard site or who may have had a recent loss to say Kaddish. So bring those people to mind and say their names. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'mormav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Amen. So we'll lift up our cup that is filled to overflowing because it's Shabbat. At Shabbat we practice being joyous. believe it or not, it's something you can do. You can bring on that mood of joyousness, even if you've been feeling a little sad during the week. You can remember what it is to feel joy and bring it back. So our cup of joy over Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'achava v'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziachat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta im kol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'achava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. Have a little piece of challah here. So let's say the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And let's close with one verse. Ein keloheinu, ein kadonenu, ein kemokeinu, ein kemoshienu, mi keloheinu, mi kadonenu, mi kemokeinu, mi kemoshienu. La 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 la, la 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 la. Lai, la, la, lai, 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 lai. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Have a good Shabbos.